in the middle of the Lettergate stream that we did yesterday, we had a little discussion come up about ships in RWBY, and specifically Bumblebee, and why this toxic subset of gatekeeping Bumblebee shippers are not just ruining the fandom, but arguably also ruining the show. So I'll play a little clip for you about that, and also, if you make it towards the end of the video, a little clip talking about Sun and Gira and Callie, and a little three-way ship for them, because in my opinion at least, shipping should be made in fun. It should be something that's not taken seriously, but you have these people, these very odd people that get really fanatical about it, and well, my thoughts are coming right up. Just watch the clip. And here's the start of what destroyed RWBY, and that's known as Bumblebee, a little shit between Blake and Yang. And I'm kidding a little bit. Bumblebee didn't destroy RWBY, but the fanatics, the people that only watch RWBY simply to ship Bumblebee, those are the people that are ruining the community, at least. And arguably also the show, but that's not really their fault entirely, more so RoosterTeeth's for pandering to them. It's really annoying, actually. There's literally some people that watch RWBY, and they don't even care about the show. They don't. I'm not even kidding. They literally only care about Blake and Yang. If you go to some of the social media profiles of these people, it's the funniest thing, because they claim to be big supporters of RWBY, but then you look at everything that they like retweet and post on social media, and it's literally just Blake and Yang stuff. I've seen these people literally even say, like, the only canon ship in RWBY is Blake and Yang, completely ignoring Renora, completely ignoring, you know, Arcos while it was still a thing. Rest in peace, Pyrrha. But it's just ridiculous that some people will only watch this show simply to be fanatical about Bumblebee and to talk shit about anyone who ships anything else. I've seen some of these people literally attack Black Sun shippers, which, for those of you that don't know, Black Sun is a ship that Sun has with Blake. They hate that because they want to ship Yang with Blake. They don't want Yang to be, or Blake to be shipped with anybody else. It has to be Yang and Blake. And if you like any other ship, you can't enjoy the show. These people want you to like literally be gone. I had people telling me that I need to stop calling myself a fan of RWBY. Apparently I need to stop calling myself a RWBY fan and stop calling myself a Bumblebee shipper because I don't like blindly accept that the ship has been handled in a good way. The truth is I am a Bumblebee shipper as well. I'm just not a fanatic about it like some of those people are. I've been shipping Bumblebee since Volume 4. I also like Black Sun. I like both ships. To be honest, there's a lot of ships I like in this show. I don't take shipping seriously at all. I think it's a joke. I think shipping is kind of just a thing to do for entertainment. It's kind of interesting and funny, right? But these people take it so seriously. It's like the word of God. Like if you make fun of their ship, if they knew your address, they would probably S-word you or something. That's how crazy these people are. It's absolutely insane. So this one dude said, HeroHei, you need to stop calling yourself a RWBY fan and a Bumblebee shipper. Like literally gatekeeping the show and who can ship a ship. That's so pathetic, man. Like, how much of a loser do you have to be? That's what you spend with your time. That's what you spend your life on, right? Like gatekeeping a ship in a show. It's such a joke. I'll never understand it. I won't. It's beyond me. But to be honest, I feel bad for those people. Like they must be miserable. They must be miserable people. Imagine spending your free time complaining about people that you disagree with in terms of who a fake character is dating in a show. It's absolutely insane. It's literally insane. I don't even know what to say about it. It's so ridiculous. I need to pour some more whiskey. All right. I'm not drunk. I'm ranting and forgetting donos. I'm not forgetting donos. I see them. We're gonna hit those. We just had to sidetrack a little bit to talk about Bumblebee because it's a good topic. All right. And also, no. The dono was literally about Bumblebee. It said, you aren't blindly Bumblebee? Re. Or, actually, that was a different one. The one before that, the one that started us talking about Bumblebee here, was Jazinkai's Bumblebee, who said Bumblebee. Broly voice, Bumblebee must be destroyed or it will destroy RWBY. Bumblebee shipper's out of control. That's what it was. So, I mean, come on. Who made this document? Literally, Shane Newville. All right, the next dono was from Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. And that is the one that said, you aren't blindly Bumblebee. Re. They're pissed. They're upset. They're crying, man. They're mad and they're crying. Persona Boy, thank you as well. This dono reads, which ship has more story in your opinion? I think Black Sun, to be honest. All the other ships like Renora and Bumblebee seemed forced. Well, what I will say, because again, I am a Bumblebee shipper despite the gatekeeping. I will say that I think Sun kind of friend zoned himself. Like, Sun had potential to date Blake, but he just ended up like friend zoning himself willingly. He referred to himself as like a friend multiple times, and he literally friend zoned himself. So I like Black Sun, but I do think Sun kind of hurt his chances. I do like Bumblebee as well, as I've been saying, but I do think it was a bit rushed. Like, I don't necessarily think it was forced, but I definitely think it was rushed. Yeah, Bumblebee shouldn't have happened yet. Maybe it should have happened at the end of Volume 7, depending on the character development of Yang and Blake. But Yang's character change over Volume 5 and 6. She doesn't even feel like Yang anymore. So the problem is the ship, the chemistry that Bumblebee used to have, where Yang was like the fiery, sarcastic, funny, punny girl, and Blake was the more serious, studious one. However, you know, Yang would have her moments of being serious as well to help Blake when she needed it. And of course, Blake would always be there for Yang as well. It was a good chemistry. Now, chemistry's gone now. Yang isn't that character anymore. Yang's not funny. She's not punny. She's not even badass. She's just whiny and angsty. And to be honest, Blake deserves better, in my opinion. I still ship Bumblebee because I want Yang to come back around. I think she has potential to not be this annoying, pathetic character that she turned into. But as it stands now, I don't like it. The chemistry is gone. It's not the same ship it used to be. It's unfortunately not nearly as good. Now, I mentioned having a bonus clip about Gira, Sun, and Callie and the ship between the three of them, and it's funny to try and justify it. It doesn't seem as far-fetched as you might think, and maybe you don't even think it's far-fetched. Maybe you think Bumblebee is more far-fetched than a ship between Blake, Gira, and Sun. But we'll get into that in a second. Basically, I think you get the memo. My point is, Bumblebee's a fine ship. It's just that it doesn't seem as good as it used to be. And you have these fanatical Bumblebee shippers who literally gatekeep the ship. If you think the ship is okay, but you think it can improve, they want you out. They don't want you to be a Bumblebee shipper. I've never seen anything like that, like I already said. Gatekeeping a show is one thing, and that's bad enough. But this is a whole new level of being a complete weirdo in a fandom. Really. Gatekeeping, not just a show, but a ship in a show. It's really the next level of being an obsessive and creepy fanboy. That's really it. Anyways, here's the next part, the clip about the Gira, Sun, and Callie ship. It was an interesting talk. I hope you enjoy it. And we got another dono from Voltic Enigma. Thank you, Voltic. This one says, let Yang have Blake, because my boy Sun will... Hold up. This one says, let Yang have Blake, because my boy Sun will bang... will bang Blake's mom before the series is over. Yeah, Sun and Callie. The only way I could see that going on is if it's a three-way with Gira. And to be honest, I could see that. I really could. I could definitely see that. Here's how it would go down in my opinion. So we already know that Callie seems to like Sun. So the Callie and Sun part isn't that far-fetched. We would just have to get Sun to also like Callie in that way too. But if Sun can't have Blake, and he could have Callie, hypothetically, maybe Sun would then be okay with also getting with Callie. We already know Callie would be okay getting with Sun, and then we just have Gira. So Gira would be the oddball out, right? But here's the catch. Callie would convince Gira to also get involved. In that point, you'd have a three-way. Mostly it would be Callie and Gira being the DOM and Sun being the SUB. I'm just censoring that because I don't want this stream to get issues with this current discussion. But I definitely think there's potential for Callie and Gira to have a good time. Have a good time with Sun as their little boy toy, his little monkey tail and everything, you know? His little baby face and his little blonde hair. It would be perfect, contrasting Callie and Gira in their darker tone and their darker hair while he's all helpless on their bed, just waiting for Callie to take that dinner tray and hit him on the ass with it. You know, how she loves that dinner tray. She certainly does, and she would gladly use it on Sun as long as it wouldn't knock him out. So I think it's a good dono. Thank you, Voltic. I think it's a good ship. All right. So let's continue Lettergate. But first we need another drink. Well, another sip, at least. All right. Y'all are making me laugh hella right now in chat. Your comments are really funny. Okay. So that's really it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the Bumblebee discussion and the little shipping talk between Garrett, Blake, and Callie at the end there for the memes, for some laughs, you know, because that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. Shipping is something that should be entertaining and not taken seriously. And that's definitely a controversial opinion somehow. It's frightening stuff, this 2019 year that we're living in. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're not aware of what Lettergate is and where the stream came from, Lettergate is what the fandom coined as the name for the letter that Shane Newville came out with shortly after he was terminated by Rooster Teeth, where he leveled a number of accusations against them in a 36-page document. So it was a two-part stream. It was a long thing to get through, a 36-page document, and I'm working on downloading the MP4 so I can post it on the alternate channel, but YouTube is being weird as ever, no surprise. Every time I click download MP4 from my video manager, it just takes me back to my total video archive, and it doesn't download anything. Been trying to deal with that for the last 2 days, basically, since we started part 1. Still working on it. Might be up on the alternate channel, which you should definitely subscribe to if you're not already. And on that note, we'd also love to see you in the Discord. It's open to the public now with around 3,500 members, give or take. Thank you guys for that awesome community that we have there. And on that note, some shout outs to community members who helped promote the last video over on Twitter. That one being, it's over. Kick Vic has an army of lawyers and we just can't compete. Shouts out to, got Cyclone Sama, Drac Caprico, LSSJ Victoria, hashtag I stand with Vic, Random Fandom, Arctic, Christopher Arnold, Captain Oblivious, Andrew Richards, The Borg, Mike Hunt, hey, nice try on that one, Carvasu, A Shot of Whiskey, and Paragon Langston of Amtgard. I appreciate you guys, and if anyone would like to do a bit extra to support this channel and the content we are creating here, consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon for some cool perks back. So option is one-time donation through PayPal or Streamlabs if you prefer that sort of non-monthly approach. Links below for everything in the description there. So with that said, that's the end of the video. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.